The rest of the group met up with Yugi and Yami when the agreed-upon time came up. "How is it that you two are always the first ones here?" Malik asked. "Because we always get here before you," Yami replied, marking his page before putting the book up. "Smart ass," Bakura said. "You're the one who asked a dumb question," Yami retorted. "All right, no need in starting a fight," Taya said. The entire group sat down. "You guys eat without us?" Atomu asked, noticing the cups on the table. "About an hour ago. We had just a little something to eat to hold us over," Yami replied. "Well, the rest of us are starving, so why don't we all get something to eat?" Joey suggested. No one in the group was surprised by the fact that Joey had suggested it. After getting their food, the group sat down together. "Geez, you went to the leather store again, Yugi?" Tristan asked. Yugi shrugged. "It's a style I like," Yugi said. "He'd wear it to school if he could get by with it," Haber muttered. Yugi glared at his brother. "Like you wouldn't too," Yugi said. Haber shrugged.
"So, what else did you guys do while we were shopping?"
Serenity asked. "Well, while we were in the leather store, a girl come on to Yami and pissed him off. Then there's the fact that when we got here, Tyler was there, and he came on to me again," Yugi said. "Yikes," Ryu said, glancing at Yami. "I wanted to kill him," Yami remarked. "And I told you that he's not worth it," Yugi said. "I don't think he'll ever give up," Taya said. "Well, he won't be getting me," Yugi said. The group then continued to eat and talk while they were at the mall. On Monday, Solomon was in the kitchen, making breakfast. He glanced at the clock.
"Well, it's time for them to get up," Solomon thought.
He walked to the stairs and yelled up,
"Boys, get up, it's time for school."
"Yeah, Grandpa," came 4 voices.
"They'd better get up soon. I want them to eat breakfast before they go to school," Solomon thought.
It wasn't that long before all 4 boys came downstairs.
"I don't want to go to school," Atomu muttered.
"Well, you don't have a choice but to go, Atomu, so knock it off," Haber said.
"All right, boys, sit down and eat breakfast before you go," Solomon said.
The 4 did as they were told and sat down to eat.
"All right, I'm going to want you boys to come home right after school. There's some new shipments coming in, so I'm going to need 2 of you to sort through that, 1 of you to do inventory, and 1 of you to help me in the shop," Solomon said.
"Okay, Grandpa, we'll come right home after school," Yami said.
"Good,"
Solomon said. The boys soon finished breakfast and put the dishes in the sink. The 4 grabbed their school bags and headed out the door.
"Bye, Grandpa,"
the 4 called.
"Bye, boys, have a good day,"
Solomon called. The 4 left the house and headed for school. Along the way, they met up with Taya, Tristan, Ryu, and Malik.
"I really don't want to go to school today,"
Malik moaned. The group laughed. "Come on, Malik, you don't have a choice," Ryu said. "He sounds like Adamu," Haber said.
"Well, it's rather boring," Atomu replied.
"I don't think that school's that bad," Taya said.
"Well, not everybody thinks that way," Atomu replied.
The group soon arrived at school.
"Hey, guys,"
Serenity said. "Hey, Serenity, Mokuba," Yugi said as the 2 walked over to them.
"Where are Joey and Seto?" Yami asked.
"Not sure, but they're here somewhere,"
Serenity replied.
"Probably getting themselves in trouble again for PDA," Atomu remarked.
"Since you gave him a little advice, I highly doubt that," Haber said.
Atomu shrugged. "It beats Seto trying to sue them for interrupting his time with Joey," Atomu replied.
"He couldn't exactly do that, Adamu,"
Mokuba told him.
"Well, I wouldn't put it past Seto to try and find a way to get back at someone who interrupted him and Joey," Atomu said.
"Finding a way, yeah, he would do," Mokuba agreed. "As if he and Joey don't spend enough time together as it us."
As it us, what? Anyway, Serenity remarked. The group made their way into the school building and went to their lockers to get their books. "So, before Joey asks, are we going anywhere after school?" Tristan asked. "Sorry, but we can't. Grandpa needs all 4 of us to help out in the shop today," Haber said. "A new shipment must have come in," Ryu said, knowing that all 4 helped out only when there was a new shipment.
"Yeah, we all said we'd be home after school, and we will be," Yami replied.
The bell then rang. "Well, let's get to class," T said. The group went their separate ways to class. Yugi, Haber, Taya, Seto, and Ryu were all sitting in their first class. "So, where were you and Joey?" Haber asked.
"None of your business,"
Seto retorted, typing on his laptop. "Yeah, that says it all." "Let's hope that Yami, Tristan, and Malik can keep Joey awake during class," Ryu remarked. "I'm sure that Marek will love that job. He'll find a way to keep Joey awake," Yugi said.
"And if he does anything to Joey, he's a dead man,"
Seto said.
"I don't think that you have to worry about that. Marek knows not to do anything to him, or it'll be his head."
And if you're wondering about the logical progression of those sentences, don't worry, I didn't understand them either. Anyway, Tyler then walked into the room.
Hey there, Yugi,
Tyler said. Yugi rolled his eyes. No, Tyler, I'm not breaking up with Yami to go out with you. Now leave me alone, Yugi said.
Come on, I'm sure you'd have more fun with me, Tyler said, winking at Yugi. Please, your idea of fun is taking a person to your bed on the first date and then throwing them aside after you get what you want,
Seto said.
Tyler scowled. How do you know? Tyler demanded.
Tyler, everyone in this school knows your reputation. All you do is go out with someone until they sleep with them.
Huh?
And then you dump them. Some have even said you've dumped them right after sex. Everyone knows, and no one wants to go out with you unless they want sex, Taya said. Tyler glared. Just leave me alone, Tyler, Yugi said.
It's not over, Tyler said before walking off.
You'd think that after so long he'd get a clue,
Ryu said. He'll get that clue one of these days, Yugi said. Probably when Yami kicks his ass. One of these days, Tyler's going to push Yami too far, and not even you are going to be able to stop Yami from fighting him when that time comes, Haber said. I know that, Haber. Tyler may have heard of Yami's temper, but he's never been faced with his full-blown anger, and when he crosses Yami in the wrong way, I'm going to stay out of the way, Yugi said.
It will be Tyler's own fault when Yami does kill him,
Seto said. That's true, Taya agreed. The teacher then came into the classroom and started the class. After their first class, the group of friends met up together at the usual spot. So, how was class? Haber asked, looking at Joey. Joey glared at Marek.
He kept throwing paper balls and hitting me, Joey said.
Marek shrugged.
You kept falling asleep, and it was the only way to keep you awake,
Marek said.
You could have just shaken me. You're right behind me, Joey snapped.
Marek smiled.
Maybe, but hitting you like this is so much more fun than shaking you would be, Marek said. How was your class?
Malik asked, hoping to avoid a fight. It was fine, Yugi answered.
He just had to tell Tyler he wouldn't date him again,
Seto said. Yami growled. What did he do this time? Yami asked. The usual, Yugi answered. I swear that I'm going to kill that boy one of these days, Yami said. Calm down, Yami. There's no reason to kill him, Yugi said. Yes, there is. I don't like the fact that he keeps coming on to you when he knows that you're dating me, Yami said. Well, there's no reason for you to do that, Yami. Like I said before, it would take amnesia for me to want to date someone like that. Again, epic foreshadowing. Everyone knows that Tyler just dates people so that he can sleep with them. He doesn't want a meaningful relationship with anyone. He just wants sex. That alone would put me off from wanting to date him, Yugi said. That's true, Taya agreed. The group sat around talking for a while longer. Well, we might want to head on to our next class, Tristan remarked. Yeah, class will be starting soon, Ryu agreed. Bakura groaned. Why do we have to go in early? Why can't we wait until the bell rings? Bakura asked. Because it's going to be ringing in a few moments anyway. We might as well beat the rush, Yami said. The group stood up to leave. Bang! Bang! The entire school went into a panic. What the hell? Run! Get down! Out of my way! Move it! Students at school began running everywhere, trying to get away from the gunshots that erupted in the schoolyard. The group of friends was separated. Yami looked around desperately for any sign of his friends, Yugi in particular. Yugi! Yugi! Where are you? Yami shouted. The entire group of friends was trying to get away from the shooting while trying to find each other. Bang! Bang! More shots were fired, sending people into more of a panic. Yami stumbled around. He knew he was in danger out in the open, but he didn't care at the time. All he cared about was finding Yugi. Yugi! Yugi! Where are you? Yugi! Yami shouted, trying to make himself heard above the screaming of the crowd, which was next to impossible. Students were still panicking and trying to get away. Several people rammed into Yami and knocked Yami off balance, sending him falling to the ground. Looking up, Yami saw something that made his heart freeze in terror. Yugi was on the ground, and he wasn't moving. Yugi! Yami screamed. He scrambled to his feet and ran over to where his boyfriend was laying on the ground. He dropped down beside Yugi. Yugi! Yami said frantically. He felt his heart sink when he saw that blood was coming from Yugi's head. Yugi, Yami said rather weakly, reaching over to Yugi. Yami, don't. Yami looked up to see Seto and Joey running to them. Oh, Yugi, Joey cried. Don't move him, Yami. We don't know what kind of damage has been done. We don't need to make it worse, Seto told him, having to yell to be heard over the screaming. It wasn't long before the rest of their friends managed to find them. Yugi! Haber cried as soon as he saw his brother. Atamu grabbed his boyfriend to keep him from running over.
We need to leave him still,
Seto told them. Whipping out his cell phone, he made a quick call.
Now?
Mokuba asked.
I call for help. Police and ambulances are on their way,
Seto told them. It did little to reassure the group. Yugi was still bleeding badly, and there was no way to help him there. No one was calm, and everyone was worried. Despite the fact that the shooting seemed to have stopped, the school was still in a panic, with teachers and faculty running around trying to calm the students down and helping anyone who wasn't injured. The shooting didn't last long, but Yugi was the one who had faces the consequences. Author's note. Hope you liked it. Sorry if the school shooting wasn't good, but I wasn't sure how it would work. Next, it'll be about Yugi being in surgery and the others waiting. R&R. And as a note from me, sorry about the delay. Hope this has been acceptable. Hopefully I'll be carrying on soon enough. And for anyone wondering why, for some reason, my Taya seems to turn into Michael Jackson, I don't know that myself either. Peace out.